Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very beginning of Ludo Lingo. It is now the exact time that I said that I was going to start. Ladies and gentle of Twitch and around the world, welcome to the stream and the next edition of Ludo Lingo. Please stay seated at all times. There will be no flash photography, and please keep your food and beverages at your seat at all times. Excuse the streamer for the delay. He ingested too much Tylenol in the month of September, and it's taking its toll. Feel free to leave if you are not content. I would. Oh, I probably shouldn't have read all that. The intro? I don't know. Listen, that's old. Okay. I haven't got there yet. We're taking things one step at a time. This is not centered, it's bothering me. There we go. I don't have. You just want to make it up. All right, here we go. Ludo. Lingo. There. You happy? Okay. It has now been introduced. What are we going to do today? I got some trivia for you. I tried a little bit of a different thing this time. A little bit of a different thing. It's mostly similar. You'll see. I'm still doing some screenshots, but I'm also doing a different way of doing the word association than I've done previously. It's probably more ridiculous and more annoying to try to guess. Then the topic of the week, which is what are some games or a game that you have tried, did not like, then went back to at some point, and then realized, you know what, maybe I do like this after giving it a second chance. And why? Is it because the game changed, or is it because you changed? Is the question. And then, as I was just trying to get ready, I totally had ready ahead of time, some games that I've missed this year that I might be interested in checking out before I make my whole Game of the Year tier list. Because I don't want to be missing anything important. I mean, I'm going to miss things that are important, but there's things that I don't personally care that much about. But the ones that I do, I want to make sure I get to them. All right, so I did try this a little bit of a different way this time. I have, where is it? Let's take that off. Then I take, oh God, where is it? This one. Oh, wait, hold on, get rid of that. Open this. Boom. Shit. Ah! Back it up. No, wait, no. Okay. I'm too large. We're doing some correlation again. Okay. So I'm gonna show you some words or some terms, and yeah, it says this every time. Floor the nation with your correlation. It rhymes. Okay. So you're gonna guess these are video game titles. Okay. But this one's a little bit of a different way of doing the word association. It's some of these, I believe, or all of them. I don't remember. I'll let you know as we go through. The hints are more directly referencing the title. They're not about the game. They're in reference to the title. So you basically need to like backwards engineer how I spun the title into different words, basically. Let's see if we can figure that out. I don't know how else to say that. We'll see if you understand as I go. Okay, so the first terminology or phrase, winged creature. Now, what I'm looking for is for somebody in the chat to write the name of a video game. This is not the only hint you're going to get, it's just the first one. So, very unclear what I'm trying to convey with this until you have more information, but you can guess now if you want to be incredible. So this is very literally translating into the title of a video game. It's not about the video game like I usually do. This is literal, like, dumb translation. All right, let's get the next one. And again, you need to have the full title of the game to get it correct. What's the second one? Winged creature person. It just, you know what? It just, I almost want, I almost like, I thrive when nobody gets these. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Superman, Dragon's Quest, Spyro, Star Fox, Kid Icarus. I will say that one of the guesses so far is actually like significantly close to the right answer. I think there's one more hint though. Yeah. Beginnings. And again, remember, this is an alternate way of saying the title of this video game. This is not a good way to describe the video game like I would normally do. This is like if you are trying to like come up with an alternate title and a weird way of saying the title of the game. And you're going to be really annoyed when you see what it is. Unless somebody gets it. Somebody is almost on the right track, but I'm going to say basically none of you are even remotely on the right track. After you see this, Flying Man start. See, okay, there we go. See, Ranwood is completely wrong, but Ranwood has the best guess so far. He knows, he understands what I'm trying to do here. Ranwood has the best guess so far, even though it's completely wrong. You ready for this? Everyone's gonna be so mad. Winged creature person, Batman, beginnings, origins. Batman, origins. Obviously. Okay, what's the next one? Who was close? I said Ranwood was because he was like taking it very literally, trying to translate the word into a similar word. And Superman was the closest when I said that before, because it was Batman. Yeah, Superman was what I was referring to. It's at least on the right track. Even though I don't think you realized why. All right, next. Okay, so now this is word association based on the picture. Not the game. It doesn't matter what game this is from. I don't care if you know what game this is from. Some of you probably know immediately. Doesn't matter. What's happening in the image is what matters. And now I am describing a game with two images. The title of a game based on these two images. What's happening in the first image and what is in the second image. I just really want people to guess these. You have to get inside of my brain. Killer Sunset. See? That's not right. But it could be. It could be right. Sunset Overdrive. Could be right. Blood. There's blood in the first image. It's kind of hard to tell what's happening in the first image. I couldn't find a really good example of this word. So, this one might be on me. I'm just experimenting with new things here, okay? It's not the best. Okay. How? So, it's the action happening in the first image is the first word of the game, and the last word of the game is the focal point object in the image of the second one. But what's happening in the first? Ran with. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's slaying the dragon. That is the spire of Anor Londo in Dark Souls. See, it made sense. Listen, once no, but that's why I'm focusing on the top of it. That's the spire of the. I made sure to look up the definition. It's the point on a church or a temple or a castle. I made sure. There it is. First pick was 2 dragons. No, it's some dude stabbing a dragon in the head. That's why I'm saying that one's difficult. All right, we got another one. Here's the first image. I'm just going to show you both images. What game is this in reference to? In a muffin. Very literally, like, what is that? And what is that? Basically. Obviously, this would be more easy to ascertain if you know some video game titles like Ghost Runner. Bringer. Correct. All right. Now I'm going back to word association with the title. Ghost Runner's great, by the way. Play Ghost Runner. Luigi's Mansion. Nissan Skyline. I don't even remember what this one is. Oh god, I don't remember what this is. Oh, I remember. I think there's 3 words. I'm just going to show you all 3 words. There's no point. 3 words that, when flipped into other words, are the title of a game. Kind of. See, the first one, I mean, all you really need is the first one if you understand where that's going. But why would you understand where that's going? Is the real question. Borderlands 4. Ranwood. Ranwood. Okay. Ranwood understands my brain, apparently. I think this has become clear over the weeks. Horizon, Skyline, Banned, Forbidden, Direction, West. Horizon, Forbidden, West. Who sent Ranwood the answers? I'm an Xbox person, not fair. I'm going all over the place with all these answers. I'm not sticking to anything in particular. Next. Is there another one? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think there's 2 here. Headwear construct. Yeah, that's all you get. This one's like so insanely difficult. This is I don't expect anybody to get these right, by the way. This is like I'm just having fun by like coming up with the weirdest ways to explain titles of games or games themselves. I find deep enjoyment in this. Super Mario Maker Control. How do I even... I don't even know how to give a hint for this. The first one is very literal. A very literal one-to-one. The first word. The second word is like in reference to a phrase or like a saying. I don't expect anyone to get this, though. If you want to like, I mean, you could theoretically get it just by throwing out words that could be related to the first word. That's all you really have to do. Somebody would, I feel like somebody could get it. In that case, it's really not, I don't think it is that hard. But you'd also need to know the titles of this game, which this is not a super popular game. This is insane. Metal Gear Solid? No. I don't think we're getting it here. All right. Somebody, even if you don't think you know the full answer, what could the first word be in reference to? Because then somebody reading that in chat might be able to fill in the rest of the title. It's a very simple word, the first word. Very common. Yeah. There you go. Now all you need is somebody that knows a game that would have that. Hat in time, because time is a construct. Anyways, that's the end of that. We're going on to Screenshot Sleuth. Oh, god damn it. That's exactly the response I want every single time. Just being absolutely angered at me for how ridiculous it is. All right. All right, what is this game? This is just straight up a screenshot from a game. You want to guess? Can't ban me. I've not started the discussion yet. We're doing this first. Anybody know? Ball Jammers, Mario Galaxy, Mario 64, DK Bonanza. Let me unblur it a little bit. What about now? What's the word one? I've moved on from the word one. Worm. Oh, worm one. Slay the Spire. Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, we're guessing colorful games, so that's good. We're onto something here. Somebody might get it now. Drozilla, I think, is off the mark a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know why I have this over here. I should have this over here right now. I'm looking the wrong direction. Nobody has it yet? What about now? Somebody might get it now. Somebody will get it, right? We got this? We got this. I believe in you. 3, 2, 1. The one with the bear. The one with the bear. Fall Guys. The food game. Bug Snacks. Close enough, Eddie. You got there. Bug Snacks, yes. You got there. It is Bug Snacks. Nice. Nice. You did say the game with the food. I saw that, Jozoa. It's not the title, though. The fucking, it's the Care Bears. All right, next game. Okay, now I'm giving you pieces of an image. This is not just a blurred image. This is an extremely zoomed in version of a single image. And I'm going to give you 3 separate pieces of that image. Okay, so this is the first piece. And I'm going to give you another piece and then another piece. And then show you the full thing. And I need the full title of the individual exact game if you want to get it correct. I'll show you the next image. Keep in mind, the last image, same game. We got a big old 4. And let's do one more image. This is a bad quality image, by the way. And it looks like we do have a correct answer in the chat. It is Super Mario 3D Land. I mean, technically, Bringer didn't say super, so that would go to Ice Waters. You know what I mean? I'm not giving out points right now, so it doesn't matter. So I have to get the super part. Yep. Yep. I did go to the gym today. All right, next, Mario Kart Infinite. Again, extremely zoomed in part of an image. There's a mark over the U, it shouldn't count. Yeah. Yeah. Mario Kart World. Hmm. Doing sliding trick on the lava world. A crate of some kind. Metal Gear Solid. Apex Legends. Nobody's correct yet. What about this one? Same game. Keep in mind the last image. We're also going to add this in here. Concord. Is it Concord? Let's go to the next image. Oh, God. This looks so much worse now that it's blown up. Maybe I shouldn't have zoomed in that much. Or did it matter? Bringer was correct with Repo. He was. He knew it off the zero. He knew it off the zero. There's no Shiba dogs. It's not a real game. It is a real game. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny game. All right. What do we got here? Next game. Again, I need the exact wording of the title of the full title of the game. Not a series name, but the exact title of the game. All right, keep in mind that's one of the images. Here's another image. Deguns is a Halo hater. It'll never be Halo. No, I'm picking from a bunch of different things. I'm not only picking from games I really like. I'm picking from everything. Nobody. Okay, this is the third and final image, and if you can't get it from this, you're not going to get it. Is somebody going to get it? The exact title of the video game. Again, not a series. What is this image from? Precisely. When do I call it? Uncharted Drake's Fortune, aka Uncharted 1. That's rough, man. Everyone was so off. It is the first one. It is the first one. Also, it's Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deceptions. You were close. Among Us VR? Would Among Us VR was close? Is that what you're saying? Pikmin 3? That's what those were your guesses. All right. We got a couple more. Get out of here. Anybody get to get this one? Uncharted 1 doesn't hold up. I mean, it's the weakest of all, sure. I think it's still good, but it's not nearly as good as the rest of them. Battlefield 6, Indiana Jones, Apex Legends, Penis Checker, Hard Enabled. Good old Penis Checker. Right. My favorite video game. Next image. Got a little bit of a scoreboard. Oh, that went quickly. What the hell? Why'd that go so quickly? Well, you know, it looks like we already had the correct guess. It is Apex Legends in all caps. Briggs knew based on Hard Enabled. It's true. See? I don't like Apex Legends. Or not. Oh my god. It's not Apex Legends. It's fucking Valorant. Why did I cannot believe I just mixed that up. It's not. It's Valorant. You like gaslit me into thinking that it was Apex Legends. That's funny. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna skip ahead. I did it one of the last times. I did one of these and it was Apex Legends. For some reason, I guess I was like, oh yeah, that was right. That's funny. Nobody even called me out on it when I showed the full image either. That's funny. Sorry, Briggs. You were so confident, and then I was so confident in your confidence that I like believed you. That's crazy. Anyways, that was after I said what it was, guys. That doesn't count. All right, we got another blurred image. What could it be? A 7-stream streak for Cav. Damn. Even with these random streams I've been doing. This is why Trump tweets in all caps. Yeah, unfortunately. Can convince people of things against their will. Kirby Air Riders, Fall Guys, Splatoon 3, Death Road to Canada, Mario Kart World. And anyways, I'm not a fan of Valorant, but I included it. So it's not about games that I like. I'm trying to include lots of things. Nobody's correct yet. In the future, see, I don't know what to do. So here's the thing. In the future, when I'm like, what do you call it? Like handing out bananas for a scoreboard and stuff for this. I don't know how to deal with like the exactness of the names and stuff. Because like obviously I know exactly what you're referring to if you write Pokemon ZA. But then people that are writing out the full name are going to get like lose only because they were writing more words. You know? Damn, Dorksire. Dorksire's upset. Yeah, it's upside down. I put it upside down because I felt like it would be more obvious because it's a recent game that people had on the mind. Don't see a point to getting the name exactly if the person knows the game. Upvote Dorzilla, bring back the custom characters that broke my brain. I think there's one more image. Yeah. What is this? Oh, right. Right. We got one more. My wife is playing it as we speak. Damn. You could have cheated, just looked over at it. Long look in the mirror to decide what kind of streamer you want to be when deciding to distribute your banana. Yeah, it's true. Right, there's the first image. What in the low quality grass? It's zoomed in a lot. Here's the second image. Somebody might get it off of this one, I feel like. Next image. Damn, 3 of you said don't starve. What the heck? That was crazy. You all said it at the same time. That was wild. It is, in fact, Cult of the Lamb. It is, in fact, Cult of the Lamb. Yep, Bringer got it. I still not played it. I don't know why. It's never happened. Oh, that's the end of that. That is the end of the trivia for today. Games that you have given a second chance. Are there games that you've tried, didn't particularly enjoy, then gave up on, but then gave them a second shot later on and had a change of heart? If so, feel free to give any examples. Be sure to mention why you didn't like it in the first place, then what it was that changed your perception on a revisit. Also, how much time was there in between these instances? Was it just a time and place thing that had nothing to do with the quality of the game? That certainly happens sometimes. Some of the games I've had this happen with, I don't really have a good reason. Drozilla says almost every From Software game. I don't know. I'm assuming this is a joke. I don't I don't know. I actually don't know how like serious that is as a comment. You've done it with like multiple times. It's happened. See that? Like, that's weird to me because, like, if you played one and didn't like it and then went back to it and liked it, then it would be weird for you then to not like the next one. You should already be on the train of liking it, you know? Because, like, you've already changed your mind on the first one, so by the time you go to the second one, it's like you already like it. I mean, they're not all the same. You're playing them for a bit and get bored and then come back. Fair enough. I could do something like that, Ranwood, for people that really wanted to do that. I feel like it could get like it could make it very like drawn out depending on the amount of responses and stuff. Because I don't want to just like randomly cut people off and be like, go away, I need to talk to the next person. Unless I had like a time limit or something. That would also, I don't know. That could be weird. Who knows? All right. I mean, yeah, this kind of makes sense because you kind of have to be in like the right headspace to want to play a game like that. So, makes sense to me. And it might also be similar to one of my answers. Perhaps. We do have Simply next. Believe it or not, I did not enjoy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe when I first played it. I don't believe it. I love playing Mario Kart on the mini SNES I got because it was easy. You hop when trying to take tight turns and use items and get coins. I loved how simple it was. Between that and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, haven't played any other Mario Karts. You got to do it. You got to do it. You should. When I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the first time, the controls and items were very overwhelming. Couldn't understand the drifting. Speed was really fast. It was too much, so I stopped playing. Fair enough. One day, Cav and I go camping, and I decided to pick up the game again, but this time with an opponent, a real-life person, not a CPU. I got royally whooped. I vowed that day that I would get better at this game because I couldn't stand the trash talk my opponent was giving me. That's amazing. What better motivator? There is none. So I practiced every day for 1 year and got better. Dude, I remember there being like I saw like a Reddit story about this. Did you write into Reddit with this? I think I listened to like, where was that? I saw something. Huh. Yo, Papa J-Dub, what's up? Yeah, I'm going through, this is Simply's right into my, the topic of the week for the week, which is games you've given a second chance that you tried at some point, didn't like it, then came back at a different point and ended up liking it, and like why it was different. Is it you changed? Did the game change? What's going on? Practice every day for 1 year, got better. On the next camping trip, I asked for a rematch and beat the living shit out of my opponent without shortcuts. Oh my god, without shortcuts. To the point where I gave him a nickname, Butthurt Ollie. You're talking about Cav, right? Butthurt Ollie? I thought you were talking about Cav. You said you were camping. Hmm. Shortcuts? Yeah, shortcuts are totally cheating, right? Since then, I've played and enjoy playing. So you just needed that motivation. How much time was there between? 2 years. Wow, wow. 2 years later, you go back, and your competitive side, pride and motivation to see a grown man throw a hissy fit by getting beat at cart by a girl. Oh, okay. Was not you're not referring to Cav? Okay, I see. That's so funny. I only started liking Kart 8 Deluxe once I got better. So I wouldn't say I had a change of heart and wanted to give the game a second chance. My competitive side got the best of me and pushed me to get better out of spite. I ended up loving the game over time. So I didn't have an aha moment. I just eventually enjoyed the game. Really started loving it when I started playing online with you and Chophead. That's where I learned I can play online. Sweet. You know what? I can't think of a. This is the best answer. This is the right answer. Just pure spite driving you to learn to like a game. I love that. There'd be a lot of people playing Hunt who would fall under that category. Perhaps, perhaps. Yo, what the? Chophead summoned? What? How did that happen? I said his name and he appeared. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a good answer. I like that. I wonder if that's happened to me. I'm trying to think. Because I only uh hmm. I mean, I'm also very competitive. So it's probably happened in some way. Yeah, if you jump straight from the first one to what is then the newest and most refined one, it's a big difference. If you're not doing the all the steps in between, for sure. I think I'm gonna have to pause in the middle here because an ad's gonna hit. I'm gonna get through probably one more and then the ad's gonna hit. I'll have to take a pause, unfortunately. Sushi saying Death Stranding. That game was way ahead of its time. It was a very misunderstood game. Hideo Kojima is a genius. Death Stranding 2 is even better. I mean, he's right. He is right. I feel like that is a game that a lot of people would experience this with if you've already tried it and didn't like it. It's definitely Death Stranding, I could see being the type of game like I was referring to earlier, being a game where if you're not in the right mindset when you're playing it, you just might not like it at that moment. And then realize after, if you played it at a different point in your life or in like a different environment or at a different pace or whatever, then you might have a change of heart. Because it could be very divisive. Is it divisive or divisive? Divisive. Divisive, divisive. Which one is it? I feel like I say them both. I don't know. Divisive? Okay. That's what I thought. It's my first choice. Cav says, I can't say that I've tried this game twice. Okay, so we got a little spin on the answer. But I'll contribute in a similar fashion. I bought Animal Crossing on the Switch because it looked very inviting to customize and build your own little town. It was fun for a few hours, but it very quickly became too slow for my taste. It was way too much of a difference with the other games I was playing, like Call of Duty, where it's run and gun nonstop. I didn't hesitate selling the game to a friend when the offer was given to me, but since developing more anxiety in life, I always felt like going back and enjoying that slow-paced coziness of the game. Okay, I see. So you're saying that you probably would now enjoy that more. Not that you have tried it again, but you feel more open to that kind of experience. Makes sense. If like you're looking for a game to solve or give you um, give you something specific that maybe you weren't looking for in a game before. Interesting. There's another game coming out soon called Solar Punk that seems to have similar vibes that I'm waiting to try. I think my hesitation from buying Animal Crossing again comes from disliking it in the first time and having a few other games I know I want to play. So who knows? I might go and play it once I have nothing else to play. When does that happen though? The time in between, probably 4 to 5 years. Yeah, if it was, yeah, because that came out in 2020. So, hmm, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. That's kind of what I was just talking about with the last thing, where it's like if you're in a different mindset or like you're looking for different things out of a game, then yeah, you're gonna have a different opinion. You might enjoy it more. There's other games, like you said, there's other games that are similar too. Um, that if you don't want to go back to the exact game, then you could find games that are similar to Animal Crossing to go back and try. Playing Planet Crafter, which could be considered similar. Yeah, I mean, sure. As in, it's like slow place. You're slow pace. You're placing things in the environment, building. Yeah, sure, sure. All right. I think I'm gonna run the ad here and take a couple minute break, real quick, uh, because it's coming up. It's forcing me to do it, and I don't want it to happen in the middle of me reading one of these, so I'm gonna do it right now. How's it going, Mr. Clean? I'm gonna run an ad, but we're in the middle of the topic of the week. Uh, I'll just catch up with Chad a little bit if anyone wants to say anything about the topic of the week. I'm gonna run the ads. If anyone wants to write anything in chat about like a contribution to this, feel free. Or if you want to go and write it in the Discord. Oh my God, we have another. We got more. Okay, nice. We get a lot of contributions. I appreciate people contributing because, like, okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Simply, you did something. You don't know you did something, but you did something. I'm gonna out it right now. Yesterday, uh, I didn't have. I was not like prepared, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I went on stream at some point, and I'm not hitting on your. Fuck! Why does my headset keep dying? It only dies when I'm doing this. It dies only on Mondays. Like what? Why? What is this phenomenon? It literally, it is. I don't think it has died, except for in the middle of me doing this every single Monday. Otherwise, I never have an issue. All right. Okay. It seems like it's not charging. I think it's being picky about. I might need to get a new cable. That might be. Auto modded. That's crazy. Okay, let me try this again. Let me try this again. What I was saying simply is that yesterday I was as I was getting onto the stream, I had written out the question. It was like right after I wrote out the question, or like within the day after that, because I did it late, which I need to stop doing. I need to give more time for these questions. But I had written it out. There was like or there was no responses yet. Again, because I'm doing it late. And I was like, I didn't have anything else I wanted to do for the show yet. I hadn't made anything. And I was like, maybe I'm just not going to do it this week. And then I just started streaming for a little bit. You came in and like immediately were like, I answered the question and I'm really looking forward to it. And I was like, yep, I'm doing it. We're good. Everything's good. I'm doing it. Yeah. So you instilled confidence in me. That's what I'll say. And I appreciate that people are like, I don't know, like there's been a lot of contribution and stuff, and it's great. I love it. I like doing this. Uh, I'm not the best at like following through and with commitment and stuff when it comes to like making things that I want to make. So I I I feel like I'm fueled a lot off of external motivation, you know? Like I like to I really like doing this stuff, but most of it comes from like knowing that somebody else likes it. Like that's what really drives me to want to do stuff. I'm not hitting on wives. Told those who weren't watching to go answer too, so hopefully someone watched the recording and was like, "Oh shoot, I'll tell my girlfriend, but can you hit on her when I'm not here?" So you don't care then. If you want me to do it, if if you don't want me to do it, then you wouldn't want me to do it ever. What do you mean? It's crazy. All right. Anyways, thank you for contributing, and I will move on. I did run an ad. If you didn't get one, then that's some people just don't get them. Whoa, where did that come from? There's another sword in the chat. What the heck? What the heck? That's crazy. uh, watch out. Yeah. It's a two-person deal? Mm. All right. I'm getting a little behind here. I did see Chophead. You said you watch and listen to this, but don't chat. That's totally awesome. Nobody has to like directly contribute. Um, I mean, this obviously is for people to listen to or to watch at the same time. I do like find that. Okay, I have to go on a little bit of. I'm not going to get too distracted by this, but it is something that I think about often, which is really weird. It's hard to like process because I feel like I struggle with it a little bit. I'll get back to the topic in a minute. I swear. I watch a lot of things that I don't engage with, and like I'm like on a or like give to a Patreon for like a podcast that I listen to, and like I watch some of their streams and stuff, and like I wrote into them once, but like I almost like 99% of the time I don't engage directly, write comments or anything with what they do, and like I love the stuff that they do. But then like for some reason when I'm streaming, it's I it's hard to wrap my head around the fact that like if somebody's not actively commenting, then like they're not here. Like it's hard to I don't know how to like that, which is not true because that's me usually. But like when you're in that position, at least from my perspective, it's hard to like think of that, even though it's obviously not true. And like most people that are engaging or like watching things are not constantly engaging directly with it. That's like the normal, that's the default. But it's very hard to put myself in the other position of that and like realize that. But I think I have, especially this year, I feel like I don't think like that really anymore, but I have. Anyways, lack of object permanence. I don't. What with viewers? I don't. I don't know if that's what you would call it. It's more like I don't even know how to. I don't know if there's a term for it. I don't know. Anyways, difficult, lovely. Hmm. All right. Let's move on. That was an extended break of sorts. Simply expressive. Yep. It's true. All right. Let's get to Ham's answer, which apparently is a different kind of answer. Whoa, Cav, did you just message it? Did you just pay Chris to say that? Did you just DM him? Slide him some. Anyways, Ham says, I gave Overwatch 2 a second chance. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do this so when I'm cutting it for the video for YouTube, I'll like see this. Hey, cut it here. This is where I actually resume. Right here. Did I do yours? No, I totally skipped it, actually. I totally didn't. Why did I think that Ham was next? I didn't even see it because it was highlighted. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know, man. Okay, never mind. Let me try this again. Now the video's wrong because I was doing this and it's not even. Okay. I think I thought it was my own response for some reason because I saw my name. That's what I'm going with. That's why. Okay. Mr. Clean is next. Okay. Here. Cut here. This is where I'm going back in. Right here. Actually, right here. Not the last one. Idiot. Mr. Clean writes in. Subnautica was that game for me. I liked it at first. But whenever the game's bugs started to show up, it became more of a frustration to play. One bug in particular led me to losing out on a ton of progress. What changed my perception was the itch for a survival game. I didn't want to download a new survival game because I wanted to stick with something I was comfortable with. The time between both playthroughs was about 3 years. Wow. So you were that compelled by it that you still went back to it. That much later. A staggering amount of time. After I played through Subnautica, I played through its Arctic counterpart, Subnautica Below Zero, and enjoyed it in spite of its bugs. Still has bugs. It is crazy how our perspective changes about a game after not playing it for so long. Looking forward to Subnautica 2. Hopefully they fix some of the game's previous problems. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I didn't know the game still had that many bugs. It's like, is that still the case? Or the game's still not, like, quite up to where they should be? I hear a lot of good things about Subnautica. I don't know if I would like it personally. That's one game that's, like, always in the back of my mind to try out. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. If getting frustrated by bugs, that's a very valid reason to, especially if you lost a bunch of progress. Yeah, that'll do it. Oh my God, you guys are crazy in the chat. You didn't encounter any? Yeah, maybe it was like, I don't know, was it the platform you were playing it on? Anyways, I'm glad you like went back to it and then liked it. You obviously liked it enough in the first place to want to go back to it. So there was something there. But yeah, bugs will do it. That's good. That's a nice feel good story. Cav's trying to be a mod on like every channel. You can only be a mod on like once you hit once you hit like a mod on like 3 channels, realistically, that should be it. That's it. You're capped out. We do have a write-in from Ham as well. We do have Simply Lovely as a mod. Yes, she has been added. She has been added. I gave Overwatch 2 a second chance, and I got so angry that I went back to therapy as a result. I'm not exaggerating. Free to play my ass. That's not funny. That's not funny. Having to go to therapy is not funny. Let me try this again. I gave Overwatch 2 a second chance, and I got so angry that I went back to therapy as a result. I'm not exaggerating. Free to play my ass. Free to play. Good. That comma's doing a lot of work there, by the way. This comma right here. Good comma. Good comma. Free to play my ass. You're free to play with my... Giving that game a second chance has actually cost me a lot of time and money. Fuck Overwatch 2. Fuck other games like it. Like Marvel Rivals. What is this comment? I hate those two games so much. It's completely not the answer to the question at all. Holy crap. On a positive note, I keep revisiting Subnautica, but it never holds my attention long enough to finish it. I now accept that I don't like the crafting survival genre. Wait, you said positive note, but now you're saying no matter how popular a game and it currently is, and I don't think I'm ever going to buy another one, but Subnautica's setting does enough for me that I've been willing to give it another chance again and again. I don't hate it. I just dislike that each time I'm ready to give it another try, I basically need to start over because of the time gap. Interesting. Interesting way to answer this question. Okay. Very, very loaded answer here, Ham. I don't know where to go with this. All right. This is like if we were playing Family Feud and you answered this to the question, we'd all be like, good answer, good answer. Yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, that'll be up there. No, I appreciate like in all reality, I appreciate if people write in with an answer that's like kind of related to the question, but maybe is not directly answering the question, because I'd prefer that to like um I mean, I'd prefer that to people being like, I have no answer. Like it's still interesting. It's related, you know. You didn't read it at all? Yeah, don't just read this. This is like I'm trying to like sum up the topic in a short amount of words, and then like this is the important part. Whatever I write inside. This is just a at a glance, what are we talking about? This is actually what the topic is. Is this imposing Chris? I can't see some people's names. I'm assuming this is Chris. Because I see an eye. Got a raccoon. Is that a raccoon? Fan of the raccoon? All right. I believe imposing Chris, unless you... Yes, it is. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3. Played it until before the end of Act 1. At first, I didn't like it because I feel like I was looking for a Skyrim replacement. After I played that into oblivion. But it had been a long time since I played a turn-based game, and I found it boring and slow-paced, not wanting to overthink my encounters. Ended up dying quite a bit since I played tactician mode. Why? Why did you do this? I think probably a month passed before I revisited it, came back because of a revelation I had watching a stream. I realized I do turn-based games with tactics. I do play turn-based games with tactics, Pokemon, but I didn't see it that way, maybe due to nostalgia or simplicity. Yeah, I mean, like you can boil Baldur's Gate or any turn-based game down to Pokemon. Pokemon's just a very simple version of it. But yeah, on it, but like looking at the games as a whole, they would be very different, obviously. I could see that. When I realized that I tried it again with a different view, not as a Skyrim replacer. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right when I read that, I was like, what? This is not a Skyrim replacement. It wasn't the quality of the game, but timing and mindset. Now I have many hours played, challenge runs completed, mods are fun, add-ons they made simple to download, so another reason for playing as well. Yeah, that's valid. Valid, valid. Um, very good. Um, I think yeah, that was a good way of looking at it. Yeah, if you're going into a game expecting something specific and then it's not that, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. For sure. And it is interesting when you can relate, like it's interesting that it relating it to Pokemon made you completely change the way that you viewed the game. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like fantasy RPG with swords and like elf characters or other fantasy like races and stuff. Similar environments, kind of maybe. So I could see that. But I'm glad you saw the light and went back to it. A lot of people actually, specifically Baldur's Gate 3, I think is a game that a lot of people probably tried to get into not realizing what it was because it blew up in popularity past the people that would normally play that game. So you're going to have a lot of people playing it that are like, "Ooh, a new cool RPG. I'm sure it's got lots of action in it. Everyone's playing it, so it's got to be like cool." But then it's just like very slow and methodical. So I'm sure I mean, there was a lot of people. There was plenty of people that I saw writing about that game being like, uh, "Mm, I didn't know it was turn-based. This sucks." It's like, what? All right. We're like, I don't like turn-based. This should not be turn-based, actually. This game would be better if it wasn't turn-based. It's like, well, I mean, it's not exactly turn-based in the way that other games are, but yes. Yeah, you can actively do things on the field also. Hey, nerdy filmmaker, welcome in. And Kenneth, I do appreciate the punny. I like a good pun. I do, I do. What do we have next? We're just for those joining, we are going through games that you can list in the chat if you have it, or go into the Discord into this section, the topic of the week. We are going over games that we have played, did not like for any given reason, then stopped playing, and then at some point afterwards, where you were like, you tried it again, and then you did like it. If anybody has contributions. Bringer of Link says, hello, Sushi Drew. That's not what he said, but that also. Yes, I know a weird thing not to like at first. Mario Odyssey. I first played it in 2018 in May, about a year after it came out. Did not like it. Remember, it was for a few reasons, because I thought it was too easy for a Mario game, even or especially the bosses. I remember, which is why I quit right after I beat the one that pukes in Forest Kingdom. Another reason I did not like it, I remember, was because I did not like the old games. It was not like the old games, and once you beat the level, you would get kicked out and do a new level. I didn't like the moon system. Yeah, that's fair. It's very different. I eventually came back in December of 2018, gave it a second chance, so that's only a few months later. And I started a new save, and I liked it a lot, especially like the movement and how advanced and smooth it can be. Still did not like the broodless boss fights. Yeah, those things are weird looking. They're like rabbits, kind of, right? I don't even. They're weird. Um, but I enjoyed a lot of the other ones a good bit, and continued the game after beating it and got to the darker side and really liked it, even though it was hard the first time. But now it's a cakewalk. Odyssey is the only one I did not like at first, and now I really like it. You lost me on this sentence. Odyssey is the only game I did not like at first, and now I like. I don't know what the rest of the sentence says. Something something Rockstar. Yeah, we're not getting into that. Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of something that I've said about Mario Galaxy, so I can relate. If again, it depends on what your expectations are going in, and if you're deeply comparing it to things of the same series previously, then you're going in with a certain like set of things that you're either expecting or wanting. And if it's not hitting those things, then you're going to be disappointed potentially if you don't want it to be different. And it is very, I mean, it is very different with the way that it's laid out. So if you're not like receptive to that at the moment, then maybe you won't like it. But again, that could just be a time and place thing, and later you go in with a different mindset, as you said. The ending, yeah, it's the only game that you tried again and liked. Okay, fair enough. Let me interject here. Nerdy filmmaker in the chat saying Neverwinter Nights was mine way back in the day. Was so disappointed. Tried it a couple years later. Couldn't stop for months. Sweet. It's a good feeling. I feel like when that happens, because like there's just so many amazing games out there, and when I don't like one, especially when I don't like one, especially that I know a lot of people do like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? You know? I channel my inner Reggie. What's wrong with you? Like, maybe I should try it again. Maybe. I mean, there's been games I've tried again more than once and still not liked though, so doesn't always work. You don't like the controls? Yeah, that probably, I mean, that's a stopper for me a lot of the time, for sure. As people have probably heard about too many times. Um, all right, we have a write in from Ice Waters. Hollow Knight. This may seem like a pretty obvious pick, however, for myself. Pretty obvious. What? Oh, to you? I guess. However, for myself, I keep trying to play Hollow Knight at different stages of my life. Couldn't get anywhere, kept getting lost, didn't want to look up guides. Now, being more experienced in games, I've been able to explore the world of Hollow Knight, seeing the world building and how amazing it looks and felt. Got more accustomed to the controls and see how it helps the game and seeing the way the combat is. I don't completely love the game as there is many problems with the game in the gameplay aspect. However, through a fourth attempt of playing, I do appreciate the way the game is. Issues the AI predicting movement based on your controls, similar to Cuphead, making it systematically harder. Many of the moves often hard to perform, making it hard to progress. Progressing through the game's story and world is too convoluted. I can maybe agree with that. Controls are too stiff, but helps world building. Uh, Time period, first and second attempt 2020, third attempt 2021, current attempt this year. Oh, there's quite a big gap there. Okay. Um, I mean, I feel like Hollow Knight is a good example of a game, again, where not everyone is going to love it because there are such like specific intentional like roadblocks to your enjoyment, like specifically the difficulty or like you're saying how easy it is to get lost. You have to really be in the mindset of wanting to overcome these issues that are very obviously being put in front of you. And if you don't want to do that, or if you can't do that, then it's just going to annoy you for sure. And like to some degree, it gets to me as well, even though I do like the difficulty, and I like difficulty in a lot of games, and I like the style of Hollow Knight, for instance. Um, it can still get to me as well. So it's not really that surprising. Yeah, I could see that. It's interesting that you keep going back to it, though. I'm curious as to why you want to like it so much, I guess, would be the question. Just because of how much everyone seems to like, not everyone, but obviously it's very highly regarded. Is that why? It's just like, or you like certain aspects of it and you want to enjoy more than what you do? Because I would also kind of fall in the same place with Hollow Knight and Silksong, where it's like, I wish I fully enjoyed it, but because I know people really, 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 really like them, they just don't quite hit that high for me. Even though I do like them a lot. Hollow Knight more the hype. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't always like fall in line with everybody else. Also, hello Dan. Welcome. For me, it's to experience a Metroidvania. They're fun. You might want to just go with some, like have you tried Guacamelee? That's always my go-to. I love guacamole. I mean, it also gets pretty hard, but not as consistently. It's more backloaded. You haven't finished it. Okay. Well, good writing. Good, good. Being driven to want to play something, but then like not or getting frustrated at it, that's kind of, I mean, it can be annoying, obviously. It's not a good feeling, especially if you like other aspects. Who is this last person that wrote in? I don't, because I can only see the C. I don't know who it is. I don't know who has the cat avatar. Is it Chophead? Maybe? I'm not sure. It is? Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why it does that. Like, why does streamer mode only cut off certain names? Weird. Hmm. I don't know. Whoops. Good writing, good writing. Okay, we got one from Jack, and then we got one from Chophead, and that's the end. Unless anybody else wants to contribute, just write it in the chat. No, it's not a character thing. It's. Oh, wait, is it? No, I don't think so. Well, Sushi Drew's name's not very long. No, Sushi Drew's shorter than Bringer's. I don't know. Maybe the privacy thing at like certain people's settings or something. Anyways, Jack Exotic. This hasn't happened yet, but I'll say CRPGs in general, like Baldur's Gate 3, Wasteland 3, Pillars of Eternity, I've played the first 4 hours of many of them. CRPGs are kind of like if a long fantasy novel ate a Dungeons and Dragons rulebook. There's a fundamental problem. I don't like reading for long stretches on a computer monitor or TV. Agreed. I don't like reading for short stretches though either. Seeing, say, an urn on the ground with a text pop-up prompt sparkling next to it is irresistible to me, even though I hate them. All they bring is several sentences of extra detail I didn't need to read about an urn I can already visually see the state of. Dude, I totally agree because it feels like you don't know what you might be missing out on by interacting with something. I don't know if that's exactly what you mean, but I have this issue in games where like I'll be somewhat intrigued by something and then I'm unclear on whether or not it's going to be worthwhile for me to do that thing or interact with that thing. And then even if I'm repeatedly like find out that the answer is that I didn't care, I will still keep doing it because I'm not going to like intentionally leave things undone that are on the screen or like that are available. This was my whole problem. I'm not going to start a whole different conversation, but that was my whole problem with like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or just open world games kind of in general, where it's like there's so many quests and stuff to do, but most of them just aren't that interesting. But like because they exist, I feel very compelled and drawn to do them. Even if after doing some of them, I realize that I don't care. Some of them could be good and some of them aren't, but then it's like you don't know until you do it, but then you get burned on some of them. So I totally feel this. I totally feel that. On top of fountains of dialogue and plot, there's myriads of incidental text. I don't need to know the exact state of the mold on every surface around me described in excruciating detail. I understand the impulse to write them, though. I can't not write a short answer to the topic of the week. I'm guilty too. Put me in the stockade. You do have long answers, but long answers are good. But I have a secret weapon, contrarianism. There's a contrarian part of me buried deep inside that is always working a way to make me do something just to be annoyingly individualistic. If I ever once say I do not like something or don't do something, or someone suggests I wouldn't like or do something, my contrarian side immediately goes to work in my subconscious, preparing me to defy expectations. I've said I don't like CRPGs too many times. This assures me that within the next 10 years, I will have played several to completion, just to act the contrarian. Spite will power me through my mental blocks, and I will have accepted that I just need to deal with reading a lot on a monitor or TV. I'll avoid all incidental writing like the plague to alleviate my frustration. I will enjoy Baldur's Gate. If only my contrarianism worked outside of media consumption, then it would be useful. Wow, that's deep. That was very introspective. That was more of an answer to the like why than I was expecting anybody to write. I don't know how you get around all that. If you feel this deeply and passionately about what you're writing here, then like I don't know how you, yeah, I don't know how you get around that. Because like the answer is to ignore some of these things you're not interested in. But yeah, it can be hard, man. Interesting. It's cut off. Whoops. Chophead says, last minute add-on here, DK64. Couldn't get over the 3D of this game and hated it when I first tried it. So used to playing the SNES versions. Donkey Kong Country. Woo! Bought the game when I was a kid, traded it in. It wasn't until 2020 when I gave it a try again and actually appreciated it for what it was. Gave it a chance again and thought it was good. Wow. This is so interesting because I feel like this is like the opposite of what I usually see said about this game, and how I feel like the opposite of probably how I would feel also. That's very interesting. Being, wow. I'm wondering if like other 3D games of that era also put you off at that time if you played other ones. Like Donkey Kong, I feel like transitioned the most poorly into 3D versus how good the 2D games were, like you're saying. So this makes sense. I just feel like a lot of people did like it and now don't like it. And I mean, again, probably including myself if I were to go back to it, just because of like the how tedious everything is. So that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it makes sense when you think about it, comparing it to Donkey Kong Country for sure, because it's very different. And like I would say, I mean, arguably, I guess, but not very arguably, like 64 is a downgrade compared to the SNES games. It's interesting that you like noticed that when you were younger. But it's also cool that you went back and thought it was good. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Some N64 games that didn't age well. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them. All right. That's the end of that. Now we got one more section, which was the stuff I was desperately trying to quickly make work as the stream was starting. I want to get into some of the games that I missed this year. Or no, sorry, hold up. Whoa, topic's not done. I didn't give my own answers, dummy. You big dummy. What are we doing? What are we doing? I gotta give my own answers. Which is not this one. All right. My answers to this question, I have three answers. Unprofessional, very unprofessional. I have three answers to this question. Vampire Survivors. Played it when it came out, I think, and I was like, what is this ass video game? You don't do anything, you just stand there and things happen around you. This sucks. Played it for a couple hours. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. You're not doing anything. Horrible. I think I gave it a 0.5 on here. Then A couple years later, heard so many people constantly like over time being like, no, it actually is good. It's actually good. You're wrong. Don't be silly. You're being weird. So I went back to it thinking I was going to dislike it again. And I was like, I got really into it. It was like really weird. I felt completely differently. Like you kind of are doing nothing, but then like I don't know, you kind of realize that you're not, and you're actually always actively paying attention to what's going on around you. And it was not as mindless as I thought the first time, in fact, which surprised me a lot. And I ended up liking it quite a bit. Um, I liked all the different like ways you could go about building out your character. Made it so that every run felt pretty different, and it wasn't as repetitive as I initially thought that it was going to be. And yeah, it was just fun. It was almost like a zoning out game where you didn't have to think that hard, but you did need to be always paying attention because like you can very easily just die. Uh, so that was kind of cool. I don't know. This is probably my biggest turnaround on a game because I was like, this game is literally awful. Uh, and now I think that it's good. I don't think it's like incredible, but I think it is quite good actually. It's probably my biggest turnaround on a game. Now, let's go to a more recent revelation of mine. Second game that comes to mind with this, with second chances. Game I just played, which I have not gotten back to, you know, I'm still on the journey of replaying the 3D Mario games and then going to be re-ranking them. But I liked Super Mario Galaxy an undetermined amount more than I did when like my memory of playing it when it came out, for sure. Kind of similar to how Bringer wrote in about it, about Odyssey, saying that it was easy, and then going back to it and realizing that maybe even if it is easy in some ways, like that doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I had a better time than I thought I was going to playing this, and I think to be fair, some of it is thanks to the Switch 2 version running and looking like great. Like the widescreen support, the controller, not having to use motion controls with a freaking Wiimote. I think that that actually is a substantial boost in the quality of the game. But also, regardless, um, yeah, I had a better time than I did when I first played it. That's for sure. And I don't think I've always referred to the difficulty as like the main issue, and I don't really think that it matters nearly as much as I was trying to make it seem. It is easy, but like I think the context of playing Mario 64, then Sunshine, then this, and being like, oh, they're all easy. I just like by the time I got to this point, I was much better at video games than I was playing those other two before that when I was younger. So by the time I got to this, I was like, oh, this is easy. This is dumb. But it's like, well, yeah, but now actually they all are. I wasn't as good at the other ones. So kind of wrote that off. Much better experience this time around. Yeah, the control the apparently that's not just a pro controller thing. That I guess that was a thing in the original. Is because I was reading that like that's not something that was fixed, which is weird. Where for some reason if you try to pivot sometimes and you're like moving the control stick back and forth, you'll just start going in circles and it's really annoying. It happens in Galaxy 2 as well, which is crazy. I don't know why they didn't fix that. Very strange. That's my second answer. My third answer is probably well, not probably, by far the most like impactful answer for me for this question because it's like probably the most significant. No, it is. This next game and my like dismissal of it the first time and then my revisiting of it is the reason I thought of this topic, first of all, but it's also like determined like my entire taste in video games for the past 14 years. Um, because it's Dark Souls. And this is why I'm so adamant when people say that they don't like From Software games, that I'm like, try it again. It makes me so, I'm always so adamant about that. And I'm like, you didn't like it? Play it again. Just because of the experience I had with it. Um, and I know that a lot of people have said that. And again, Jorzilla said it. He said every From Software game. I just think that that's almost part of the experience of these games is not liking them. Like they want you to not like it, and then for you to like it. It's like the whole point. It's like what's the Stockholm syndrome? Is that what it is? uh Man. So, but there's actually something very specific that was the reason for me not liking this in the first place. Which was, so I played it almost on release. Cody was the reason I played it because he had liked Demon Souls already. I had not paid attention to Demon Souls. I was like, yeah, whatever. That's not Zelda. Psh, what is this? Knockoff Zelda? No, I'm not playing that. So when this was coming out, he kind of like convinced me to get it. I got it and played it for a little bit, and I was like, this game's ass. Like, what is going on? I don't like the way it handles. I don't like everything is just so weird. Everything's like slow and clunky, and fighting is just so annoying. Blah 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 blah. Just complaining about everything, not understanding. And also, what ended up, so I sold it and gave up on it. And what made me try it again, obviously there was something driving my interest. There was something there that I was like, there's something about this that I want to try it again. So I literally rebought the game within like 2 months. The I've never That has never happened before or after this, that I've sold a game and rebought it in like a couple months. Um, and what I realized, that one of the triggers for me rebuying it is that I missed the part in the tutorial where it's like teaching you the controls as you're in the asylum or whatever, and there's the things written on the ground, and it's like pick up the shield and block things. Here's a weapon. This is how you use this to swing the weapon. Blah blah blah. And it's just teaching you all these with the messages. I missed the one that said that you could lock on by pressing R3. And I was just trying to play the game without locking on for hours. And that was the reason that I hated it so much. So I was like, how are you supposed to? Which is funny because now playing these games, there's a lot of enemies where I will intentionally not lock onto them because it actually makes it easier to keep track of where they are. Especially if you have back buttons or if you play with the claw so that you're using the right stick properly and still using the face buttons. So, but regardless, playing it normally, I did not, for whatever reason, didn't see the lock on button. I didn't know it was there and tried playing it for hours without it. And that was like one of my main frustrations. So then went back to it, gave it another shot, and it became my favorite game of all time for many, many, many years, if not still, which is kind of insane. And like I compare basically every game that I play that is remotely similar in um in like a melee combat situation. Everything gets compared to Dark Souls because it's like the exact way that I want games to play, or evolutions of the same thing, like Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring. But yeah, man, yeah, crazy turnaround. I don't know, like it's interesting to think of how if I stayed stubborn and committed to not going back to it, like what that would have, I don't know how that would have affected everything because it's literally like the pinnacle of like so many things to me, and like the reason that I love video games so much at this point. It was like such an embodiment of so many things that I like about games. So that would, I don't know. I don't know how that would have went. Weird. Look forward to Inter's playthrough? Yeah, that'd be great. You usually want to remove lock on when you're trying to run away from a boss or get a better view. Yeah. It's things that are big. When you lock on, it can be awkward. Or if you're trying to like reposition, or if you're trying to like hit certain aspects, if you're trying to like hit a specific part of an enemy. Lock on's not always right, but like, I don't know, 70 to 80% of the time, lock on is preferred, I would say. That's why it's good to revisit games. I would have hated Zelda and the RE series if I didn't do the same. Yeah, it can be, you know, minds can be changed. Minds can be changed. All right. Which 2025 games should I make sure to play that I missed? So, games that I didn't get around to that I had any sort of interest in that I think that I might like. First, Berserker Kazan. I put it up here, but I really don't even think I don't think it's one that I'm gonna go back to. I don't think I'm that interested in it. I feel like it got compared to like Neo, kind of in terms of feel and stuff, and the way that it looks, which I'm not a fan of Neo, and I don't really know. It's probably not worth going back to for me, honestly. I do want to play the it's actually in PS Plus Extra, I think. The Part 2, Last of Us Part 2 remastered. I want to try out the roguelike thing because I never played it. And technically that was the beginning of this year, I believe. So I might do that. I really want to replay the game as well, but I don't think I'm going to get around to that. But I might go back and try the roguelike thing. This game I didn't even realize came out. I feel like nobody's talking about this. Like, did this actually come out? Shadow Labyrinth? Because I was interested in this beforehand, and I thought people were, but I've heard nobody talk about it. I totally missed this. I guess this was right when Donkey Kong came out. That's probably why. Is it not, like, regarded very well or something? Because I feel like nobody talks about it. I don't know. I might have to look into that more. But it's mad, they said. Yeah. Maybe not. That's unfortunate. It looks cool. Yeah. I mean, if I'm picking and choosing, it's probably going to be off the list, to be honest. And another one that just seems like middling, kind of, that I heard a bunch about, but it doesn't really seem like it would be that interesting. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Another kind of Souls-like that. There's so many games that are trying to do the Souls thing that are just kind of. It's so hard to do because Souls games are so good. Like you got to be Eliza P to pull it off. I probably not going to get around to this either. Now this I'm 100% definitely want to play. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Did not play that when it came out, but I definitely want to get back to that for sure because I love what is it, Game Kitchen, right? The Blasphemous folks. Blasphemous 2 is awesome. I've never played a Ninja Gaiden. Well, actually, this year was the first time I ever played a Ninja Gaiden game, which was, oh no, that's not true. I played like Sigma or something on the Vita. I've never played a 2D Ninja Gaiden game, which I know are very much so known mostly for being very difficult. But I know that this isn't quite there in terms of the difficulty. But I do want to play it. That's definitely a yes. This one I'm unsure about. Rogue Prince of Persia. This is like right down the middle of maybe. I don't know. I heard it compared to Dead Cells, actually. which is interesting because Dead Cells is very good. And I think I have it because of PlayStation Plus, so I might get to this one. That's again a maybe. I don't like the art style though. Oh wait, what? It was the people that made Dead Cells? Really? Why does it not give the information on here? That's annoying. People who took over. Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know that situation. Okay. Huh. Oh, right. There was a whole bunch of drama with that. I can vaguely remember. I don't remember the details, but I remember something. Okay. I don't know. Not high on the list. This one I don't know what to do about either. I feel like I don't want to buy this. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Something makes me not want to buy it because it's not Kojima. Feels weird. But I do love Metal Gear. Like people talk about things being cash grabs, which I like 95% agree or disagree with. Whenever anyone calls something a cash grab, I'm like, no. This is like the only time I've ever felt like it is. This is like the only game where I've ever been like, I mean, yeah, Kojima's not involved, and you're going back to the series that you have no business like being involved with anymore. You killed it. You killed Kojima, and now you're going back to this. Like, it just seems like slimy. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. I love Metal Gear Solid 3, but I probably won't. Shinobi, definitely. Same thing with Ninja Gaiden. Definitely want to play this. I saw there was like a cool bundle on Steam of them together, even though it's not the same developer or publisher. Yeah, yeah. I feel like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound and Shinobi are like the two that I'm most interested in to get back to. Chronos: The New Dawn, like I've heard actually pretty good things about this, so I might try this. It's a little bit mixed because I've heard some things that I'm not too fond of and some things that I am. I feel like the game is very like deep, like there's a lot of deep lore that I'm not interested in. But I don't know, I like horror games in this style. They might bring back Infamous. Dude, I love Infamous. That's no, it's not happening. It's not gonna happen. I wish. But I don't. Most of that whole situation, like Sucker Punch is not going to do it themselves. And it seems like they don't want people to work on their IP if it's not them. So it's probably just not happening, I would imagine. I would heavily prefer that to them doing Ghost games, but yeah, Sucker Punch themselves. They specifically said that about, I think was it them or was it Insomniac? I think it was them talking about like if they're not making Sly Cooper, nobody is, basically. And I believe Infamous was part of that conversation, but I don't know if it was directly mentioned, but like it would be the same situation. They don't want other people working on it. Which, I mean, how much of that is actually their decision is a different question, but I mean, yeah, I want them to do a new IP. I mean, I want everyone to do a new IP. I always want new IPs. I just also want Infamous. Like, or games like I like superhero games that are not based on already established IP Or I just like games in general that are not based on things that are not video games. Like I don't want crossovers with other media. I want new IP, which like yeah, I love Infamous. Yeah, dude, Prototype 2 is actually good. Prototype's coming back. I think they're doing a remaster of it. I might play it. That was so funny, the Prototype versus Infamous in 2008. What a battle. That was like the battle of the year. Infamous definitely a lot better, but Prototype 2 is good. I never really got into Resistance. I should do that. I know going back to play the first one's a little weird. You had to like what was oh god, I tried playing it at one point. Didn't you have to like um that was still in an era where they were using like R3 to aim down sights instead of L2, or I guess L1 in that case. Well, weird. All right. Chronos, so I don't know. That's a hard maybe. I'm just trying to narrow this down to the like for sure's. I feel like Rogue Prince of Persia is not a for sure, although I do have access to it because of PlayStation Plus, so I should probably just try it anyway, so maybe I'll leave it up. Chronos might get the cut. Borderlands 4 is a for sure. I just don't know when, man. I really want to play this. I miss Borderlands. I want to play it co-op with somebody, but there's no way to like schedule co-op with somebody that would want to play this because it would just take so long. Because I feel like Borderlands is detrimental to just play by yourself. Then we have Baby Steps, which I am going to stream this. I actually have a very specific idea of how I'm going to stream it. And I don't know if it's a bad idea, but I also don't want to spoil what it is. But also, based on how I'm saying this, somebody might be able to guess, I guess. I have a very gimmicky way that I think I'm going to try to play this game, or to stream it, I should say, specifically. We'll see. Silent Hill F, I'm probably not going to play. I don't think I'm interested enough. And I've heard too many mixed things to care enough. I'm gonna cross that out. Sonic Racing, I'm curious because like I played the beta and didn't really like it, but I still feel compelled to like play it and have an opinion on it. Just because I feel like I need to. You know, at the end of the year it's gonna be like, well, Mario Kart, Sonic, or Kirby. Like what are we how are we feeling? And I need to have played all three of them. Playing the beta doesn't count. But also now it's been out for a while, so I feel like I don't want to try to jump into it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Something it is compelling me. That's a maybe. I'm gonna leave that one up. Yuka replay, I'm probably not gonna play. I am kind of curious, and I know that it's definitely improved, but it's probably not worth the time at the moment with all of these other games. It's just not gonna make the cut, unfortunately. It is unfortunate because I do want more like silly, playful games like this. But this one in particular, I did play the original and yeah, it wasn't great. I liked the 2D Impossible Lair one. I didn't end up finishing it though. So I didn't like it uh, that much, but it was better. But I probably won't get to this. Ball Pit, I'm definitely going to try because I have it on Game Pass, so I should try it. I just want to. Actually, I might try this next. Maybe. I'm not so sure I'm even going to like it that much because of this whole, like, whatever this is, this situation with the building stuff. I'm not really interested in that. Don't do it? Why? Don't play this? You cannot wait to watch me play Baby Steps? No. Oh man. It'll consume my life? What? No, it won't. Don't be ridiculous. Has it consumed your life? Doesn't look like it. You're over here still playing Death Stranding too. And then this damn game will not escape my memory. I stop. Oh God, don't look. Wait, what? Don't look at what? What? What am I not looking at? Death Stranding 2. Oh my God. Um, yeah, I'm just morbidly curious about this. And I've had more than one person say they specifically want to know what I think about this game, which drives me even further to want to play it. Even though I'm fairly sure I'm buying it to criticize it, but I still kind of want to. Because I just, oh man, Pokemon is just such a, like, I just love so many parts about it, but then I just cannot stand so many parts about it now at this point, too. What a relationship. I might end up buying this. I'm not, let's be real. It'll probably happen. She likes Arceus much more. Well, the thing is, from my understanding, this game is much more catered to me than Arceus is, and I feel like Arceus was catered to a lot of people, probably your wife included, because it's more about like exploration and, well, specifically like just catching Pokemon, which I was not a fan. I'm not in Pokemon games to catch stuff or care about collecting them. I'm there to for the battles, which this game seems to be more focused on. When I learned that, I was like, damn. You're almost making me want it. How dare you? Battle folk, yeah. See, like those two things in particular are like massive pluses. Linear and battle focused. It's like, oh, I might actually like this then, even if it's probably not very good. I could probably find things to like. So I might end up getting it. Let's just put it that way. So I've narrowed it down to roughly, I mean, these 8 games. And also there's still more games coming out. I didn't even I was trying to not take up too much time before we started here, so uh wait, how do I right, it's the calendar. Let me go. Okay, so from here on out, Ninja Gaiden 4 I will probably play because I believe it's going to Game Pass. So when is this? Today? Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably end up trying that. Not so sure I'm gonna like it, but I'll try it. Painkiller? I don't really know. Wait, hold on. Painkiller. Why does that sound familiar? Who made this? I don't like that this doesn't show the developer. Oh, Saber Interactive Coke Media. No, but who made this? I don't remember. People Can Fly. Oh, the Outriders people? Is that who that is? Or is that Flying Wild Hog? What's that? That's somebody else? No, this looks good. I don't know. I'll wait and see on that one. That's a wait and see. What else? What else do we have for the rest of the year? I know there's Kirby Air Riders. Metroid Prime 4 is in the same situation as Pokemon Legends is. in that I am mostly curious to get it. I want to know, like, even though I'm fairly sure I won't like it, I want to know, you know? Outer Worlds 2, fuck. Yeah. God damn. Yeah, I went right over Katamari. I know. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to play it. I know you're very excited for that, Drew. Hold on. This is all messed up now. Outer Worlds 2 again. I'm only gonna play it because I'm gonna have it on Game Pass. And I only have Game Pass for another 2 months, so it's about to run out. And then I'm gonna be very selective about redoing it. Arc Raiders, I'm not gonna do. Dragon Quest, never heard of it. Uh Silent Hill 2. What? Xbox Series X. Okay. Uh, no, no, no. Nothing. Hyrule Warriors, no. Not going to do that. Luminous. I don't know. I'm probably not going to get Luminous. I liked the music, obviously, but I didn't really get into the what it felt like to play. I mean, that's mostly a lack of experience. I'm sure I would like it if I played it more, but I don't know if I was compelled enough to actually buy it. Black Ops 7. Winter Burrow? Where's that? Oh, this. Oh, is it like Don't Starve? Cozy woodland survival game. Cute. Escape from Tarkov. What is this? Titans of the Tide. Morsels. Demon School. Moonlighter 2. Kirby Air Riders, baby. Hell yeah. Constance, Motor Racing, Terminator. Mina the Hollower is no longer in October. Estimated November, it says. December. Whoa. Is there anything in December of relevance? Oh my god, Let It Die. I don't know if I can do that. Oh. Oh, damn. Octopath and Metroid. I don't know about Metroid, dude. The thing is, like, I don't know. We'll see about Metroid. Check out Morsels? Or was it? Oh, God, I don't. Oh, I landed right on it somehow. Hungry mouse scrounging for scraps in the sewers when you meet a magical sentient fatberg who teaches you to transform into a mighty little morsel. What is it, though? Is it like a twin stick shooter? It is pretty cool. It's like ugly, but intentionally. It looks neat. Like some Binding of Isaac situation or Gungeon. Furcula. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Oh god. Looks cool. Find the morsels. Yeah. It could be fun. I mean, I'm probably not gonna get to it though. Not with all this other stuff. I think that might be it. Mm, yeah, everything else is just unknown. All right, so things that aren't out yet, I'll try Ninja Gaiden 4 probably because of Game Pass, Outer Wilds 2 because of Game Pass, and of course Kirby Air Riders. But the games I want to get back to, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, The Rogue Prince of Persia, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Borderlands 4, Baby Steps, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Ball Pit, and unfortunately probably Pokemon Legends ZA. And that's it. That's all there is. And I got what, 3 months to do it roughly. Ooh, because I would want it to come out in like the video or whatever, my Game of the Year tier list to be done in like February, which probably won't happen. It'll probably be March. And I snoozed the ad 3 times, but now it has come after us. I was trying to be done before the ads hit, but now you know what they did. I will wrap up what I will wrap up for the video section. So yeah, that's the episode today. Hope you had a good time. Had a few different topics. I liked the trivia. It was very wacky, as always. I like being a little crazy with it. And good topic of the week. That was fun. That was fun. Good write-ins. A lot of write-ins. Very different write-ins too, which was cool. And then yeah, this little segment of a little catch-up. No mustard though. Just ketchup. Next week, got to come up with the topic in the next couple days and not post it on like Saturday. How about that? That sounds like a great idea. And also put out the video form of this. You know, I'm going to say it right now. I will have this out on Wednesday. Okay? It'll happen. Yeah, that's the end of that. Thanks for watching.